Yeah, hi. This is Leong from Mindlab Tuition Center. So I've been in Mindlab for 6 to 7 years, and I'm specializing in teaching chemistry at IB and IGCSE, okay, as well as teaching math at IGCSE and IB levels as well. All right. So for today, just cover questions mainly from the chapter of kinetics. All right. So let's go. Okay, so, all right, all the 4 questions that we'll be dealing will be based on this table. All right, so now just one thing about kinetics, right? Okay, now one portion of the kinetics that we have to be aware is based on this table. All right, now from this table, we'll know that we'll be calculating the order of reaction with respect to each reactant. Okay, just as what the first sentence of this question is suggested. All right. Okay, so from the order reaction, we can determine, we can theorize the rate mechanism. All right. Okay, not the other way around. All right. Now, although we can theorize rate mechanism at the start, now to prove whether the order of reaction with respect to each reactant is valid, we still need to perform the experiments. All right. So let's go into the first part of the questions. All right. Now there are 4 of them, so let's deal with the first one. Okay. Now explain the term order of reaction. All right. So this is a definition question. So please do take the effort, okay, to memorize all the definitions, not just from the chapter of kinetics, but also from other chapters such as energetics. All right. Now definition will affect the calculation, all right, as what we are going to see later on. All right, so part A, okay, order reaction is the power to which its concentration of the reactant is raised in the rate equation. All right, so this is a giveaway, so please do memorize it. All right, now let's go to part B. All right, part B, deduce order of reaction with respect to H4 plus and nitrite, which is your NO2 minus, and hence the value of Y. All right, now Y is the initial rate of reaction from experiment number 4. All right, now to do that, okay, just as the question suggested, we have to determine the order of reaction with respect to N4 plus and NO2 minus. Now, do take note that at least each of one reactant will have the same values of concentration in both of the, or rather 2 of the experiments. All right. So we can use experiment 1 and 2, okay, because the concentration with respect to NO2 minus is the same. All right. Now, what about experiment 3 and 4? Now, do take note that although we have the same values for NO2 minus for experiment 3 and 4, we do not know the initial rate of reaction for experiment number 4. All right, so we have to use experiment 1 and 2. Okay, so now we can solve the order reaction with respect to N4 plus, all right, because of the same values of concentration for NO2 minus. All right, so as you can see that for experiment number 1 versus experiment number 2, okay, now the NH4 plus concentration has doubled, okay, from 0.01 to 0.02. Now look at the initial rate of reaction between experiment numbers 1 and 2. So do you see that it is doubled as well? All right, from 5.4 times 10 to the power minus 7 to 1.08 times 10 to the power minus 6. All right, so we can solve the order reaction by comparison. All right, so comparing experiments 1 and 2, okay, when the concentration of the NH4 plus is doubled, okay, the initial rate also doubles. All right, hence the order reaction with respect to NH4 plus is 1. All right, okay, can't be 0 and 2 as well. All right, now order reaction is 0 happens when the initial rate remains the same, even though you increase or decrease the concentration. All right, or not even when the rate has quadrupled. All right, when the NH4 plus is doubled. Okay, so the order reaction is not 2. All right. Okay, so now what about determine the order of reaction with respect to NO2 minus? Now, if you look at the table, you can see that all the values for NH4 plus is not the same throughout the experiments. All right, so the only approach that we can use is by using the mathematical method of ratio and proportion. All right, so let's go into the approach. All right, now first we have to write down the rate equation. All right, okay, so rate equals to K times concentration of ammonium to the power of 1, because we have already known the order reaction already, and NO2 minus K to the power of Z. All right, where Z is the order of reaction with respect to NO2 minus. All right, so to do this, all right, now we can compare between experiment 1 and 3. All right, so I use experiment 1 over experiment 3. Now, if you want to invert it, such as experiment 3 versus experiment 1 can be done as well. All right, just be careful that you need to substitute the values in order. All right, now when I put experiment 1 to be the numerator, I need to ensure that all the values with respect to experiment 1 must be on the numerator as well. Okay, it's the same for all the values from the experiment 3, okay, which I made it as a denominator. All right, so so I plug in the initial rate of reaction values, okay, for experiment 1 on top, experiment 3 at the bottom, equals to, okay, now this is the rate expression. So I just substitute the values from experiment 1, okay, into the rate equation. All right, and the same for experiment 3 in the denominator. All right, now next step. Okay, now the rest is all upon the simplification of the ratios. All right, so 5.4 over 2.16. All right, so you can use a calculator to know the simplified ratio, which is 10 over 4. All right, okay. Now, K and K, the values, okay, now the rate constant is the same throughout all the 4 experiments because there's no change in temperature. All right, so I can cancel off the K. All right, then I have 0.01 over 0.04. All right, so simplify to become a quarter. And as for 0.2z over 0.02z, now that can be also be simplified to 10 over 1, okay, to the power of z. Now, just one important reminder, okay, that we are using the power of indices to solve this question. All right, so one of the laws of indices is a to the power of x over bx, okay, equals to a over b to the power of x. All right, so by using this formula, all right, so that is your z equals to 1. All right, so that's it, okay, for solving the power of concentration of the NO2 minus. Now, what if I use experiment 2 over 3? All right, now I can still use this approach. All right, I can use experiment 2 over experiment 3. All right, same approach, all right, of plugging in its respective values. All right, so you can also use experiment 2 to be on the numerator, all right, and experiment 3 as the denominator. Now, if you want to make it the opposite, such that experiment 3 versus experiment 2, be my guest. All right, so on the left, all right, you have 5 over 1, all right, and you have 0.02 over 0.04, right? Simplify to become a half, and same for 0.2 over 0.02, that would be 10 over 1. So by comparing its coefficients, okay, of the power, you still get z equals to 1. All right, so that is for method 2. All right, so it's up to you, okay, which method that you want to use, but please do not use experiment 4, because as I've said, we do not know the value of the rate of reaction for experiment 4. Okay, now talking about this, okay, we can solve y. All right, so I use experiment 3 versus experiment 4. All right, so it's exactly the same approach as what I've been doing, okay, by using ratio and proportion method. Okay, so this is your values. All right, so plug in the values in respective order. All right, so you can simply, okay, I chose experiment 3 and 4 is because the concentration of NO2 minus is the same. Okay, it's just to ensure easy elimination. All right, because 0.02 over 0.02 is equals to 1. Okay, so all left is 0.04 over 0.2, which is 1 over 5. All right, so 2.16 times 10 to the power minus 7 over y. So you can do that through cross multiplication, and this is your result. Okay, y equals to 1.08 times 10 to the power of 10 to the power of negative 6. Okay, so that is for part B. All right, so 2 more questions to go. Okay, part C. Okay, using the data from experiment 1, calculate the value of rate constant K and state its units. Okay, now we already know the power of both the reactants. All right, so we can calculate K. Okay, so now rate is equals to K. Okay, concentration of NH4 plus to the power of 1, okay, times NO2 minus to the power of 1. All right, now we can only use the values from experiment 1 just as what we have been instructed from part C. Okay, so plug in the values from there again. All right, so 5.4 times 10 to the power minus 7 equals to K times 0.01 times 0.2. Right, so we can just find K by division. All right, so we have K equals to 5.4 times 10 to the power minus 7 over 0.01 times 0.2. So that is 2.7 times 10 to the power minus 4. All right, now to find out its units, okay, we got to adopt this formula, which is bracket mole. Okay, now that's mole to the power of 1. Okay, dm to the power of negative 3. Okay, close bracket. Okay, now the power is 1 minus n. Now do take note that n is the overall order reaction. All right, and s is for the power minus 1. Good news, we have known the overall order reaction. Okay, which is power of 1 and power of 1. So all you need to do is just sum it up. All right, so power of 1 plus power of 1, which is 2. All right, is 2. So we can determine the units of the rate constant. So that will be bracket mole to the mole dm to power minus 3. Okay, power of 1 minus 2, which is the n. All right, s to the power minus 1. So we have mole which is 1 times power of minus 1. So 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. So mole power minus 1 dm. All right, now dm cube is because minus 3 times minus 1. All right, so we have dm cube s to the power minus 1. So that's all for the units. Okay, all right, so last question. Okay, state the effect of catalyst on the rate constant K and the activation energy EA of the reaction. All right, now this is a 1 mark. All right, so we just state without offering any explanation. Okay, so catalyst lowers the activation energy and increases its rate constant. Now there's one reminder that that I need to mention is through the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. Now if you look at the graph here, all right, so do take note that on the y-axis is actually the fraction. Okay, it's the fraction of the number of particles with kinetic energy E. All right, so let me type this annotation here. All right, so okay, so the y-axis is the fraction of the particles with energy. All right, now let's look at the catalyst. Now for catalysts, okay, we have known that catalyst lowers the activation energy. So the graph, okay, so the red line has been shifted to the left. Now that also means that the area has increased. Okay, now the area represents the number of particles. So by shifting left, okay, we can conclude that we have a bigger area. Okay, now bigger area with at least the new lower EA means that greater proportion of molecules with EA, which leads to increase in the frequency of the collision between the particles. All right, with the increase in frequency, it will lead to the increase in the rate of the reaction. All right, so do take note of that. All right, bigger area, okay, with at least the EA represents greater proportion of the particles with at least the EA, and that leads to your frequency of the collision rate to be increased, and hence the increase in the reaction rate. All right, so that's all. Okay, now if you want to book more of the chemistry lessons, all right, so please do contact Mindlab. All right, so that's it for my presentation, and I'll see you again.